Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline. We got the Hollywood Lanes, 2961 West Liberty Avenue. I'm glad everybody could make it out. We got a lot of guests here. I see everybody found it, whether their GPS told them where it was or not. They did figure out to walk downstairs, and we got a great show. Want to thank Nikki McNallen for the pizza. Matter of fact, if you haven't had a slice of pizza, if you're not cutting weight for wrestling or anything like poor little Chris, then eat up. And we're going to start our show. First segment of our show is What's on Your Mind. It's sponsored by a good friend of ours, Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station, who happens to be looking at us tonight. He's not a guest tonight. He didn't put in any time. He's banned for a month or so. He's told us so many things that I'm checking on the statements. 17 sources, Smoking Jim, I had to go to. And so far he's checked out 100% of accuracy. Just was at the Skeets buffet this morning. Had a donut from Bethel Park. My man Al brings them. I live a mile away from Bethel Bakery. I travel 7 miles just to be in the presence of Skeets Lewandowski at Skeets Service Station, eating donuts and herring this morning. And then as a bonus, Devin Shea's car's there. They cannot start it. So Skeets calls me Talking Machine. He goes, Talking Machine, could you help me push your boy's car in? I said, where's it at? He said, over there. So we got it in there, no harm, at least that I could tell. Got it in the stall, and they're working on it now. So he works on everything with gas, weed whackers, tractors, trucks, boats, you name it. If it runs on gas, if you have shoes that run on gas, he'll work on them. I guarantee it. I've seen him in action. And he's the sponsor of What's on Your Mind. And guess what I'm going to ask right now? Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green, you got to see Levine. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Big hand for Hall of Fame photographer Frank Fabus in the house.
Oh, where's a picture of us? He didn't take a photo.
Congratulations to Pittsburgh Steelers, Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is now the Pittsburgh Steelers' highest paid running back in the history. In my opinion, Le'Veon Bell is the best running back in Pittsburgh Steelers history, clearly the best receiving back in Steelers history. Le'Veon Bell has bought more black and miles than any other back in Steelers history. Le'Veon Bell's the only back in Steelers history to smoke a blunt with Snoop Dogg. Le'Veon Bell's the only back in Steelers history to miss more drug tests. Le'Veon Bell's the only back in Steelers history who's never finished a season 100% healthy. Le'Veon Bell's a Michigan State Spartan. Michigan State stands for 0 championships. I would sign Le'Veon Bell to a 4-year contract. I would turn Le'Veon Bell into an NFL Spartan, Warrior, or Gladiator. I'd throw him 100 passes a year. I'd run him till the wheels fall off. And then after 4 years, I'd cut him or trade him. Again, congratulations, Le'Veon Bell.
Smoking Jim is our resident entertainer. He also happens to be an NFL scout, and he's a sometimes Steelers scout in the war room. Gives them lots of opinions, which they ignore, and they're gonna ignore these opinions. Because are you for Le'Veon or against him is what I'm trying to figure out. Because it was entertaining on what you said.
I was for him in February because it was Black History Month.
Smoking Jim, Black History Month is over. This is now March 6th. You got to check that calendar. It only has 1 month to it. That's our entertainment. We appreciate it. This show will be seen Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8, and 4 other times. We have steady time Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and sometimes on Sunday and Monday. And it's on Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area. So if you have Verizon, there's a chance you can see our show. Bethel Park has Comcast 7. It's only on Comcast 7. So if you're in the neighborhood around 7 o'clock and I'm home, stop in. We can watch the show together again. But we're going to have some fun. We got some great guests, great young kids here. And Smoking Jim gave me a list of people on, but I got to say what's on my mind. My thing is, I go around town, the announcers are always talking the Steelers don't spend any money. Now, I don't know. I just heard the highest paid receiver in the league is Antonio Brown. Then they have another guy who's never finished a season healthy, since I'm quoting Smoking Jim, and they're giving him $12.5 million. Then I hear how cheap the Steelers, especially the Rooneys, are. So I'm wondering, what's this cap? They're knocking on the door of the cap. So obviously they spent some money, and they're following the Penguins' lead, who they're always at the cap limits. Somehow they do it. What, they signed Fleury, now they got Murray, now they got to keep Fleury, nobody wants him. And they signed those other guys, what, 87 and 71? I'm not sure of their names. Go Penguins. So now I guess the Rooneys are like Lemieux and the billionaire buddy that he has. They're spending money too. And the Pirates, we can't talk about it because their budget has more than doubled in the last 20 years. But their record dropped last year. So I'm going to stay positive with my friend, since he told me Le'Veon Bell's going to run and catch everything possible that a team can do, which that's a no-brainer. You really come up with a good one on that, Smoking Jim. I could hardly follow it. But that's actually what's on my mind. Smoking Jim piqued my interest. Go Rooneys. Spend your money. I really don't know this next guest's name. I know they're from South Fayette and they're championship cheerleaders, but I know her as Special K. Yay! So Special K would walk up here and sit in the chair. We'll get a little interview. Welcome to the show, Special K. We have one rule that I tell everybody. The main question I ask you is, what's your name?
My name is Kenzie Losco.
Oh, Kenzie.
Yes.
What got you into this sport? Because I've had friends of mine that coach cheerleaders. They tell me it's a sport. I argue a little bit. I go, you're actually at a sporting event each time, except when you're competing on your own. When did you get interested in this sport?
Well, in elementary school, I wanted to do it in kindergarten, so I asked my mom if I could do it. And she was a cheerleader for a day because I guess it wasn't her sport. So she told me not to do it. And
is it truly one day that she was a cheerleader?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I'm going to bring
5
her,
minutes.
I'm going to bring her up and question her because I have to check sources. Smoking Jim, we have this running joke that it used to be when he first started the show with me over 5 years ago. Now, I respect him, but he opens up these shots that he says these unbelievable things. So we went to 1 witness, 2 witness, 3 witness. I'm up to 17 witnesses of what he says to verify the veracity of his statements, which he doesn't know what veracity is. I can tell by your smile you do. 5 minutes for mother, whole career for you.
Well, I started in 3rd grade when I moved to South Fayette, and I love this sport. It's my favorite one. I gave up softball for it.
You gave up softball for it? What
softball.
Position did you play?
I played center field.
Wow, you must have some speed.
Yeah, and I used to run track, so.
You gave up track, too?
Yeah.
We need somebody else to interview. What makes it so much fun?
I don't know. I just love hanging out with the girls. It's so much fun. They're like a second family to me, and we always bond, and I just have so much fun when I do it, just everything we do.
Hold it. I'm listening about sports. I'm sensing there's a bonding sensation going on here.
Yes.
All right, you co-signed that. Now, what did you win?
Well, we got a bid to.
Supposedly, I'm trying to check his statement, how truthful he is.
Well, we're an underclassmen team. We have only one senior, but she didn't compete this year, and our whole team is
So
all.
you have no seniors?
We have no seniors, no juniors. So we have.
Are you a sophomore?
Yes, I'm a sophomore. We have 2 freshmen and 14 sophomores, so we're a pretty young team. Last year we didn't compete. We competed at one competition. We got 7th place out of 9 teams, so we just stopped competing.
7 out of 9?
Pretty bad.
That's terrible.
I know.
What kept you going?
Well, our coach got fired, so we got a new coach.
You're sort of like the Penguins
Yeah.
from last year. Crosby wasn't playing well, the team sucked, and they got rid of the coach, and look what happened.
Yeah, we have 2 great coaches now. They both coach at RMU, and they're both. They went
Tell
to
them what RMU is, because we got people watching from all over the area.
RMU is Robert Morris University. It's located in Moon Township in Pennsylvania.
That's near where you live.
Yeah. But we did 3 competitions this year.
What happened?
The first competition we got 1st place. It was at South Park. Our second competition was at Slippery Rock. It was the UCA Regionals. So it was pretty good teams. We got 4th place out of 11. So we got a bid to Wimpiols. So we went there. We competed out of 10 teams. We got 4th place, and we got a bid to States. And then we went to States, and as a young team, we didn't think that we were going to get past round 1 of.
What happened?
Well, so we competed for the first, and to advance, we would go on to the semifinals, but we got a score so high that we went straight to finals, so we didn't even have to compete the next day.
Tell me that again. You guys over-excelled.
Yeah, and our coaches didn't believe in us. They said that you guys are lucky that you made it to semifinals. They didn't
How
think
about you were skilled?
Yes, exactly.
That's how I'm looking at it, the positive aspect. You got the skills, thought you were out of it, and you shot the first place.
No, we didn't get first place. We didn't get
Jeez.
first place. We got 12th.
What happened?
We got 12th place out of over 200 teams. There was like 250 teams.
How do they even have that many teams? I'm just finding out about cheerleading here.
Just in the whole state of Pennsylvania, you have to get a bid to even go to this competition. So we were pretty psyched that we even went there. But
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I won't make fun of you anymore.
Thank you.
Forget about that bonding experience, too. It's all in good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy that we went this far. I'm looking forward to next season already. We're having tryouts next month, and we're going to start practicing on the last day of school. So we're going to practice all summer long, and hopefully we can be like the top 5 in the state. That would be pretty awesome.
Well, let me be the first to congratulate you
Thank
and
you.
wish you good luck next year. And
Thank you.
You don't have much rest time until this starts again.
Nope. We're still actually in season. We're cheering for basketball, so they're trying to go to states.
You're kidding. You cheer for basketball.
Yeah.
You cheer for football.
Basketball, cheerleading, competition.
Get on.
Yeah.
So it's pretty involved.
Yeah. We have like no breaks.
What kind of training do you go through?
Well, we usually have 3-hour practices, usually Tuesday and Thursday, and then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we'll either have a game, but on Fridays we'll have like a football game, and then any other day that we don't have a game or practice, we'll be in the gym lifting for 2 hours.
Wow. You guys are pretty busy. Thanks for being a guest on our show.
Thank you.
Glad I got to meet you. Smoking Jim's very special in how he explains all these things and what you do. We're going to bring up your friend who you've bonded with, who's the only one that made it. He told me 4 would be here. Instead, I only see 2, and a mom and a brother. It's a bodyguard, and he's a wrestler. So we'll leave that alone. Where's Bella at? Thank you, Kelsey. I think you know the rules. What am I going to ask?
You're going to ask me what my name is?
What is your name?
Bella Baiano.
Thank you very much. You listened very well. And what got you started in this sport?
Well, to be honest with you, I started...
Friends. I'm going to bet that friends did it.
No.
And you wanted to be with friends.
I started
and you do
in 1st grade because my mom made me do it. And at first, I was like, whatever. But then after a year, I was like, hey, this isn't so bad. And here I am now.
You know what? I like your story.
Yeah.
Kelsey's mom quit after 5 minutes. That was too negative for me there. I like the positivity of this. Your mother forced you to be a cheerleader in first grade, and you liked it.
Yeah.
Did you make new friends?
Yes, I did. Like Kenzie over here, who we
Ah.
bonded with.
In first grade?
Yeah. Well, no, third grade. Third grade. That's whenever she moved here.
Well, you had to have other friends. What happened there?
Actually, most of the people that cheered with us in elementary school don't even do it anymore.
This is so disappointing.
I know.
I thought I'd hear these great stories. So now you started making friends in 6th grade.
Well,
I stump. Rarely do I stump a guest. They usually stump me. I'll just say middle school. Forget elementary.
yeah, middle school.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
What grade are you in now?
I'm a sophomore.
You're You're one of the 14 sophomores
Yeah.
and 2 freshmen.
Yeah.
How
And
did,
then
how did I
senior.
know that?
I don't know.
I do listen to what you say. So, but you go to the workouts and performances and have been to them all?
Yeah. Yeah, we had 4 competitions this whole entire season. We had one every month, including whenever we went to Whippeals, and then we had like games all throughout the football season. And
I would
then-
think so.
Yeah. And then we have basketball season, and
And you go to all the games and cheer
yeah,
then?
yeah. We didn't make it that far in football season because they lost the first playoff game.
Oh, man.
Like-
Well, I think they played 8 games plus 1 maybe, or 9 games or
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact number.
That's disappointing for you. So you had to practice more.
Yeah, we had to practice mostly for competition. Like, it was really stressful because like this is basically our first year. Like last year, we only did one
It was a
competition.
nightmare. We're not going back to
Yeah,
last
like-
year.
like-
Coaches are gone.
Yeah.
The team's gone.
Yeah.
You have no seniors this year, really.
Yeah.
No juniors.
Yeah, it was pretty much like our first year, and like it's all underclassmen. So, like we didn't think we were gonna make it this far. Like, we didn't even think we were gonna make it to Hershey. Let alone
I need to
like,
ask you something honest. What was your honest thought about the year?
about the year.
Starting for the year. What did you think?
I felt
Like, oh, this is going to be great, and then we got to compete.
I honestly was really nervous to compete because like I didn't think we were gonna make it that far. Like I didn't even expect to make it to states, let alone like straight to finals at states.
That is amazing because
Yeah.
not many teams do it
Yeah.
from what I heard.
And like with new like this, our coaches first year coaching us too.
What do you like about the coaches?
I like that our coaches are like, I don't know, like our coaches are kind of like polar opposites from each other, but like
What do you
it
mean by
works.
it?
Like my one coach, Mara, she's like crazy, but like in a good way. In a good way. If she's watching this, I meant in a good way.
She's going to be watching because I'll put the link up Wednesday when I get it, and it'll be on Facebook, so everybody will know Mara's crazy.
Mara is like crazy, but like she gets things done. And then Maggie is our other coach, and she's like, I wouldn't say strict, but like she's more strict.
She
so
goes
they're,
more
like,
by the rules.
Yeah, but it's like it works because they're like polar
You have
opposite.
fun.
Yeah, it's like a mix of fun and work.
Let me think.
Yeah,
That's a nice concept.
yeah.
Anything else you want to bring up? You've covered some good bases that I didn't get from Special K, so I appreciate that.
I don't know.
What are you looking forward to next year? Do you think you can win again?
Our goal next year is to try to make it to the top 5, and we're
Top
gonna,
5.
Yeah,
That's
and,
awesome.
And we're trying to go to nationals. Like we couldn't go this year.
Why not?
We didn't have enough money.
You mean lack of money? What happened to the South Fayette community? They're building houses like crazy out there. Don't even tell me that.
We didn't do any.
They got to raise
fundraising.
taxes in South Fayette. And you got to do more candy fundraisers.
You're right.
Definitely. You got to promote that more.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear they couldn't support you like that.
Yeah, we were trying to go to Disney for nationals next year.
No wonder you want to go. Hey, Mom, I'm going to Disney World.
I don't know when nationals are next year. I feel like they're like.
I just threw it out
spring.
since you said Disney.
Yeah.
We'll have to research that.
Yeah.
So now you got to
February.
wait till the season starts. They're going to have tryouts, and
Yeah.
you go through the tryout system and all that again.
Yeah.
You have to. What do you mean? You're on the team. You're one of 14 sophomores. I'd give you a pass and say you're on the team. Forget those rules. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Hope you get the number 5.
Hopefully.
And go Nationals. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Big hand for Bella and Special K.
Now, the next 2 guests were suggested by Skeets Lewandowski and actually somebody named Nikki McNillan. She suggested to Skeets that maybe the talking machine could interview these wrestlers. Well, I talked to their dad, John, and I'm going to bring up the 16-year-old's birthday, young John. All right, John, my first question. What's your name?
Jonathan Varga.
Thank you. That sounds familiar. Now, I heard you're in wrestling season.
Yes.
How long have you been wrestling?
Since kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yes.
You started young.
Yes.
What happened? You liked it.
Yes.
They threw you out there and said, start wrestling with that other kid.
Well, it was more like there was an announcement one day in school, and when I heard that announcement, I wanted to get the flyer, and I wanted to sign up for wrestling.
You mean it was that simple?
Yes.
You're a special kid. Not too many kids want to even try that, let alone see a flyer and then go and do it. That's awesome. What weight were you? Be honest now. It's a critical question.
I don't remember how much I weighed when I was younger. Well,
That's
when
the
I was in
perfect.
kindergarten.
That's the perfect answer. I like it. Now, what's your weight now?
I wrestled 182 this year.
182. That's not bad. Now, I heard you're not continuing right now with wrestling. What happened? How was the season?
Well, I did have a very good season. I had.
And what does that mean?
Well,
You had 3 wins?
no.
4.
My record was 29-7 this year,
That's great.
and
What grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Are you? You know what? I got 3 sophomores on this show. This might be a new record. Go sophomores. So
And-
29-7.
And last year I was a freshman, and I was 13 and 14, and that wasn't really good for me.
What
last
happened?
year. Well,
We won't get into details. It was not good. I don't like dwelling on the negativity. You overcame it. You're at 182, 29 wins. I heard you've been traveling as a wrestler.
yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Where to?
Well, we go all over the place. Like we go
Name
to
one.
New Jersey,
I'll accept that.
Virginia Beach.
I like that.
We go to and we go out to Erie a lot.
Okay. Do you like that?
Yes.
Do you have fun doing this?
Yes.
You plan on continuing?
Yes, I do.
Even though you're not going to compete the rest of this year?
Well,
What's going on?
I'm gonna be in the practice room every day, as much as I can.
You sound like you're dedicated.
Yes.
I could tell that. Anybody that starts pre-kindergarten, I understand. You must really enjoy it. Do you run?
I run, lift.
You have a routine you follow?
Yes.
Good, because I'm going to ask your coach about you. Tell us your coach's name.
Jim Akerley.
Okay, thank you. We're going to bring him on after your younger brother gets to come up and talk a little. Now, I heard something that you actually box. Who do you box for?
Well, I used to box for Mon Valley, and then, well, they found out that they didn't have their boxing license, so,
That's a key component of that.
after that,
You know what to do? You got to see Skeets. Wherever Skeets is coaching at, they got their licenses. All right? I guarantee wherever Skeets is, he may not stay long at a couple places, but I guarantee they got a license, and he does many jobs. So you had to leave there.
yes, and then I went to 51,
Ted Marconja.
yes, and then, Well,
Where are you now? That's my question
I-
now. What's your thought process now? I know it's new to you. Boxing's coming up, but Golden Gloves. Will you compete in Golden Gloves?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because
Thanks for being honest. Unlike my man here, he'd have been like, yeah, sure, I'm boxing Golden Gloves. This is his first cup of wedding soup in probably years. So he's been telling me under his breath that he has soup every day, 4 or 5 times a day. So we got to try to ignore it. Here, have a cracker or two. Thanks for being honest.
thank you.
And when will you start boxing? If you don't know, give me the same routine. I don't know.
Whenever I decide to put the gloves back on.
So it could be soon.
Yes.
All right. And what weight will you fight at? You got to
I
have
don't
some
know.
thought. No.
I don't know.
Depends on who's on the other side.
Yes.
Okay. Because then you can cut a little weight.
Yes.
You don't mind cutting weight?
Nah.
Okay. Well, we'll get you. We'll find out what happens in the future. I want to thank you for being a guest. Keep on wrestling. It sounds like that's your sport. So I can't wait to hear more good things from you. Go get them. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Big
Happy
hand.
birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday
John.
to the super sophomore. 180 pounds, 182 pounds, all muscle. I tell you what, we love to get that young man at Gateway.
Another disclaimer, Smoking Jim went to Gateway, and they recruit kids. They get parents jobs. They even get housing for them. And they dropped down a couple classes over the last couple years, and the record hasn't been that good.
You come to
lately.
Gateway, you be homeschooled. You get to sleep till noon, brother.
Another disclaimer, Smoking Jim has 15 different degrees. He went to Cal U. We can't even count all the degrees that he has. It started with basket weaving, and then it ended with general studies. I even heard he was doing something with tile. I don't know what happened there. But they do all kind of things for their athletes. He was on scholarship, and that's why he's here as my co-host. I'm honored to have him. All right, we got more guests to bring up. What's that coach, that wrestling coach? I need him to come up here. We dropped his name. He's going to talk for a couple minutes. Tell us your name.
Jim Makerly.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Big John asked if we could fit you in. We're going to fit you in right now, and tell me who you coach for.
I have my own private wrestling club in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania.
Tell us, be proud about it. Tell us who it is.
It's Quest School of Wrestling. We've been there about 16 years now, and
How do they get a hold of you?
go to our website, questschoolwrestling.com.
And that's with a Q, Smoking Jim.
That's correct.
Just thought I'd put that out there because he does have all these degrees, and I got to clarify that.
There you go.
Now, what got you into wrestling?
I started wrestling when I was about 9 years old. Went through the whole process: youth wrestling, high school wrestling, college.
Where
wrestling.
at?
I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And,
Where'd you go to college?
West Virginia University.
Okay,
And,
so you moved south and found Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, indirectly, I coached college wrestling for about 13 years, and now I do it privately. And
Are you happy with it?
absolutely, yes.
You got a nice young man there. John is exceptional.
Yeah, and his little brother Chris is a great kid, and that's.
Tell me about this Chris.
He's a good young man. He's hard worker.
I'm going to find out more when I get him up and ask him a couple questions.
He's probably a little more outgoing than his brother John, but he's.
Hey,
he's
John
a hard
seemed
worker.
fine with me. Anybody that can find wrestling on a flyer in kindergarten, guess what? I'll take that kid over 90% of the others that are out there.
John's a good boy. And that's the
Definitely.
thing I'm most
How
proud
many
of
are in
him.
your school?
I think we're probably, this time of year, we're probably 7,500 kids, something like that.
Get on.
Yeah.
You got a nice large facility?
We have a pretty nice size. We just moved 2 years ago. We have a brand new facility.
And you're in Canonsburg?
Yes, sir.
Where about?
Just off of 19, about a mile off Route 19, and
Go past Kings?
a couple miles past King South. In between.
Past Sonic? Leave those milkshakes alone?
Yep, we're down close to the racetrack, actually. Down that
Ah.
way. So
I'm familiar with that area. Smoking Jim and I. He
I
had a horse last year. They had a promotional event. United States Trotting Association gave him a part of a horse. I have no idea what happened to it when it got sick, but we'll see what happens.
There you go.
What else do you want to tell us about wrestling?
Well, I just think it's a great sport for young men. It develops character, develops, obviously your physical fitness side, but all that's. But I think what I'm most proud of is with our club, our kids, is they develop into good young men. They're gonna, go out and
They're great in the community. You're keeping them out of trouble.
Well, they're going to college, and that's the main goal. It's the goal of my club. I want to get these kids an education and better their lives and better their families' lives, and become a positive contributor to our
Well, it's
contribute to our-
honorable that you're doing this, and you'll accept people from all schools in the area,
Yeah, we have kids from West Virginia, Ohio. As far north as Erie,
Washington County.
Washington County, absolutely.
I assumed as much.
Westmoreland, Lafayette, Benango, everywhere. Erie.
Do you have a number you want to put out there?
No, not actually. It's my private number, so I'm gonna keep that. Go to my website, you can get it.
Tell them your website again. I was just
Yeah,
trying.
it's just Quest School of Wrestling.
I like to promote people, and you're a good guy, and you're doing great things, and I'm glad I could have you on. Tell them the name again.
Quest School of Wrestling. It's in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, and it's a private school, but it's anybody's welcome. We're taking members. And
That's what I wanted to get out there.
There
That
you go.
anybody that wants to pay is welcome.
That's correct.
Correct.
And we also have if
You can work things out.
money's an issue, we have a fund to help people out that way too. So
I'm glad I got to meet you.
nice to meet you. Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work and
Okay.
continued success with these young men.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Chris, how did you know to come up here? I've been waiting for you. Have a seat. Can you tell us your name?
Chris Fargo.
Thank you. That's enough. No. How long have you been wrestling?
About 7 years.
You're only 9 years old.
I'm 11.
Are you 11? Wow. That's pretty good. What got you interested besides your brother and family?
Really just my brother started wrestling and
You wanted to follow?
Yeah, I just wanted to follow.
Do you like it?
Yes, I love it.
What weight are you?
I'm 75.
You don't look 75.
Sorry.
You look like about 62. And I saw you couldn't eat any of that pizza. I had an extra slice because of you. Thank you.
No problem.
Keeping my weight up. And do you practice much?
I practice 5 days a week.
What days are you off?
Just on the weekend is Friday and Saturday.
Well, don't you travel to wrestling events then too?
Yeah.
Where was your latest trip?
My latest trip was
Make something up. Smoking Jim would anyhow.
Tulsa Nationals.
Tulsa Nationals. Do you even know where that is?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
He's good. You already got Smoking Jim beat. You're a geography major. And what'd you do there?
I placed third.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
At 75 pounds.
73, yeah.
These guys are always cutting weight. I can't keep track of this stuff. 73. No wonder you don't look 75. And what's your record?
About 64-9.
I got to check with your parents. John, has he got 64 wins this year? Wow. Not his weight, though. We're not up past 73. 64 wins plus. Thanks for the assist. That's great.
Thanks.
How did you even lose anything?
I honestly have no idea. It's just working hard
And you love it.
yeah,
And you want to win.
always.
And you don't want to stop.
No.
What keeps you going every day when you're tired?
Just looking back at all the accomplishments I have and just always
You
wants
got
to make
any
you go.
trophies or anything at home?
Yes, I have a whole wall full of them.
You got more than 3?
A lot more than 3.
5?
A lot more than 5.
20?
A lot more than 20.
I'm done adding up. I can count that pizza, but I can't count those trophies. You got ribbons too?
Yes.
They give those out too.
Well, it's medals and
You got medals.
yeah,
How many medals?
a good couple hundred.
Unbelievable here. I thought John was good. And he got 29 wins, and I didn't talk about his medals or trophies. I just assumed they're all lined up in his bedroom.
Oh, they are.
I was right. I knew he'd keep them close. How big is your room? Do you know?
No, I have no idea. It's pretty big though.
Bigger than a table?
A lot bigger than a table.
I give up. You got a couple hundred of everything in there. That sounds great. Do you have certain colors you wear as a uniform?
I usually wear a red and gold singlet to support Quest Wrestling.
And why's that?
To support Quest Wrestling.
Is that their colors?
Yes.
Get on. So you compete as a Quest wrestler.
Yes.
That's hard to say. No, that's pretty good. When do you wrestle next?
Coming up this weekend, I'm in Kingsport, Tennessee for AAU Nationals.
AAU Nationals in Tennessee. Good luck.
Thank you.
You know, when people come to my show, we've had fighters that had losing records. We've had fighters that just started, MMA fighters, boxers. And for some reason, Smokin' Jim discovered we have what's called good karma. Like, there's a lady back there named Miller Time. She had blue hair, and she become a Golden Glove champion. And my thing is we get more people that are on our shows that have good luck. So you got good luck from Pittsburgh Sports Line. You're going to win.
Thank you. Thanks.
And thanks for being on our show.
No problem.
I appreciate it. Tell us your name.
John Stevenson.
Now, a graphic designer who's a friend of mine, Renee Horner, recommended that I talk to this coach because people are always doing that. She did our graphic designs for our magazines, the 2 magazines we did. She's been a guest on our show, and she has 2 sons with Asperger's disease. It's a form of autism. And she's had a little bit of a tough go with it, but she puts her kids in the mainstream and has them do sports. So I'm honored to meet you, John, and tell us what you do.
Well, but in 2014, I formed a ice hockey, disabled hockey organization called the Pittsburgh Emperors.
That's like 15 years ago.
No, not really.
Let me do the
2014.
math. 2002, 2017.
But I formed it, and when we first started, we started out with 8 kids, and now I have 42.
Wow.
From
And where do you do this? Where do you go?
It used to be the Bethel Park Blade Runners, which is now the Spencer Family
The Y.
YMCA.
Yeah. That's right near me. That's about 200 feet from my house.
Okay, that's where we practice every Saturday, 7:30 to 8:30.
All right, we're done with you. I'm good. I know where you're at. Forget about when you started it. You're doing great things in the neighborhood. I appreciate that.
Yep.
How do they get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me going to the website pittsburghamperors.org or on Facebook.
Tell us that again. I'm getting a hard of hearing with him yelling.
pittsburghamperors.org or on Facebook under Pittsburgh Emperors.
That's what I wanted to get at. Thank you very much. We got that covered. No, Renee recommended you highly. And like I said, she has special needs kids. This is what you do. And it sounds like they have a lot of fun.
We have a blast. The kids just totally enjoy it. We have a lot of things that we do off the ice, not only on the ice. You know,
what do you do off the ice?
We do pizza parties. We do pool parties.
It fit right in. Did you get a slice of pizza? Where's a slice for John?
I don't want any pizza, but thank you. We do drive-in movies. We do a lot of things.
Drive-in movies? I can't even find those anymore.
The old dependable drive-in still has movies.
That's true.
You know, but we go there and do drive-ins, and then whenever we travel for our hockey tournaments, we do a lot for the kids then.
Where do you travel to?
Well, this year we're going to Toledo, Jamestown, New York, and Penn State.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And I'm hopefully going to bring a couple teams in sometime around May or so to try to put on something at the Spencer Family Y.
Good. If you have any flyers or anything and you want to drop them off to us, we'll help promote it.
Yep.
We like helping charitable groups and organizations. We'd love to help you if you get a flyer to us.
Okay. We have a fundraiser coming up in the first part of April.
That's another reason why I have you on here when I heard that, so then you could talk about it. I was hoping you'd bring a flyer. But
I have some of the tickets and stuff with me.
well, if you could show a flyer, because I'll put that on TV right now. Go ahead and grab one.
Oh, I don't.
You
I didn't
don't
bring
have a flyer?
I didn't bring a flyer with me.
All right.
I'm
I'm
sorry
about
about
the
that.
promotion.
I understand.
Just trying to help out.
But we have it on April 1st. It's spaghetti
April
dinner.
Fool's Day.
Yep. We have it spaghetti dinner. It's going to be we're going to have Chinese auction. We're going to have 50-50. We're going to have door prizes. It's from 3:30 to 6:30 at the
We're at
St. Elizabeth's Church on 51.
on 51 there. Nice.
Yep.
Nice facility.
Yep.
No, that's
they were
good.
really nice. Today.
Anything else you want to bring out about the age of the kids? How old do you accept them?
The kids are ages 5 to adult. They don't have to have any skating ability whatsoever. We have a learn to skate coach from.
We got a contestant.
We have a learn to skate coach that used to coach.
Can he handle a 352.5-pound gentleman that's an NFL scout and Steelers scout?
She.
Can she?
I'm sure she could.
What'd she tell him? Just go out there and skate. That doesn't work. He's gonna.
We'll give him a chair.
I see you like to have fun. He'll fit right in. Can't wait to get the reports.
But yeah.
No, that sounds great.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, we teach them how to skate. You
have a lot of fun and success with it because it is so much fun.
We have a blast. The kids love it. We've heard through parents and stuff that their behaviors in school have decreased and stuff like that because
A lot of
the
positivity.
Yes, yeah. We do a lot of social stuff with them, and that's very important with autistic children.
No, it's truly important. People miss it. A lot of these kids look normal, especially with Asperger's, and people don't realize that they have severe problems.
Yep.
And it's how they deal with it. So I want to thank you for all you
Thank
do in
you.
the community.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on our show and kidding around. Shame about those flyers, but we'll do the best we can. We got the word out. April 1st, St. Elizabeth. What's it cost to go?
It's $12 an adult, $10 for children.
Spaghetti dinner
Yes.
and Chinese auction.
Chinese auction, 50-50 raffle, and door prizes.
Very good. And one lesson will be to teach Smoking Jim to skate. No, that disclaimer, we're not doing it. Thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it. I'll let Smoking Jim introduce his brother from another mother if he can do it.
I tell you what, we got a lot of great boxers that are in the house right now. I met this guy through our association with boxing. I tell you what, I've never met anybody that's a nicer guy, that's more of a gentleman. This guy is tremendously connected. He's the most humble guy I know. Vinny Pazienza is his best friend. He's in the Italian Hall of Fame, Claudio Rilsano. He was the Italian Coach of the Year last year for CMU baseball. He's a baseball scout. He's a general manager. Now he's doing things in professional boxing. Keep your ears open, eyes open, and if you ever need anybody at 4 o'clock in the morning, you call Claudio and he will be right there. Big hand for my brother from another mother, Claudio Rilsano.
Well, I got nothing to say now. Thank you.
I got to go home. I thought he was talking about me.
Well, you know what?
What is your number? I have it. I'm calling it.
One of the things that the biggest compliment I can give somebody is, I say this to Jim all the time, my parents passed, my dad passed 13 years ago, my mom 29 years ago, and one of the things that bothers me the most is they couldn't meet him. and because he's been
I'm
unbelievably
sorry,
fantastic
my
to me.
dad will be 6 years ago. He passed on
Yeah.
Father's Day. He would have loved smoking
Of
Jim
course, no
with how
question.
he likes stories and just his smile.
No, I
my
appreciate
dad would have
Jim.
loved him. He
I-
probably
that's right.
saw him refereeing City League championship games.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Well, that's one of my regrets, for real. I'm not kidding. My parents would have loved him.
Neither am I.
No, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
He's true like my brother from another mother. I only knew him 5 years. People think we know each other 25 years.
I met him in November of 2003. I remember in West Virginia.
November.
Yeah.
Wow.
At a boxing match. Yep.
That's going back.
A couple years. Yeah.
I only met him in September of 2011.
No, he's the best. He really is.
He is the greatest.
He is.
I'm glad he brought you in tonight.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
First, I got to find out about CMU baseball.
Well,
I'd like to know that because your boys, these kids get no scholarships.
Right.
They're highly educated. I had them on the show, Smokehouse,
Yeah.
and it was just an amazing show, one of the best shows we've ever had. They're engineers. Well, one was an accountant. I don't know. He was a little strange, but
Squid.
Squid. Yeah, I couldn't forget. I can't forget.
How can you
him.
forget Squid?
You can't. And just amazing their look on sports.
We have a good group of guys. I've been very fortunate to be there. Since
then
my
you won
12th
it.
year. We won 2 straight championships, 2015, 2016 conference titles, and a good group of guys. Like I said, I've been there 12 years, and
I
I've
got to
enjoyed
interrupt you
every
to
minute.
tell Chris and John and all the other athletes that have been on here. We had Carnegie Mellon baseball on our show when they were losers.
I
the
don't know about
pitcher-
losers, but
I asked the pitcher what his record was. He couldn't tell me.
I remember that.
I asked the
remember that.
hitter what his average was. He couldn't tell me.
Because we're all about team, that's why, not individuals. We weren't losers. We just didn't win the championship.
Then I
yet.
asked what the record was, and they weren't in first place.
We were not in first place, but I did guarantee we were going to win the last 5 games, and we did. So
I know you're a man of your word.
I'm a
I
man of
like
my word.
testing you there, and I like putting it out there. And you are old school, so you're all about team. And when I was asking averages and pitching and things like that, I was trying to pry
right now.
to see how you operate, and I found out you operate the same way you talk.
Well, like I said, I'm really lucky. We have a good group of guys, and they make it enjoyable for me to be there every day, and hopefully I make it enjoyable for them as well.
They all love you.
Well, I love them too. I'm very appreciative.
They're like
of that.
smoking gyms.
Yeah, there you
They're
go.
all
That's
like
it.
little
That's
smoking
it.
gyms.
That's it.
And they're still engineers, accountants.
Well, you know what? I'd say the first day we had, we were looking for the pegs and the bases, right? So I'm digging, I'm looking around, and this is my first day of practice, and one of my players, Brian Tabata from Hawaii, he said, Coach,
You got a Hawaiian kid.
we had a Hawaiian kid. He said, Coach, do you have a calculator on you? I said, no, why? He said, because I can make it into a metal detector. Remember MacGyver? That's what my kids are like. They're crazy. You know, and then another
I want to
time.
meet this kid. Where's the kids at?
Then another
You and
time-
Smoking Jim, quit this love fest. Bring the team
That's
out.
it. We had a big game that if we won, we would go to the playoffs. So
Did he find the medal?
I didn't have a calculator, but we had a big game, and usually what are guys talking about prior to the game? They're talking about the game or girls or whatever, and I'm all
Which order?
wound up, whichever.
Okay.
But one of those two, and then what were they talking about? Which state weighs the most? There was what the hell? What state weighs the most? Who cares? Worry about the game.
I just
you know?
have to ask, who in their right mind would even ask
I
that
know,
question?
but that's the way it
I'll
was.
ask it again. Who in their right
I have
mind
no
would
idea.
what state?
But again,
weighs
great
the
group
most?
of guys.
I
Great group
can't
of
even
guys.
say it.
I'm real lucky to have them for sure.
And they're winners now.
We're winners. Yeah.
And if I ask their averages, they'll tell me. And if I ask their pitching records,
We'll
they'll
know
tell
it.
me.
We'll know it. Yeah.
That's the improvement.
Yes, sir.
And it just depends on the class that you get and the people that have been with you.
You get what you get. You can't recruit, as I said, but it makes me a better coach because you have to work that much harder.
How
but
can
that's-
it not?
Yeah, but they're easy.
You're quick
They're
on
easy.
your feet as it is having a buddy like
That's
this.
for sure.
You gotta be, because look what he'll throw out there.
But hey, it's all right. Like I said, I enjoy it. It keeps you challenged. That's for sure.
It keeps you young. I can't.
I don't know
believe-
about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about keeping you young, but it keeps you going. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, it does. And you have a lot of great interest in it. I love your theories on hitting and pitching and just staying in shape.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, what's this pitch count thing? It drives me insane.
I don't buy into the pitch count.
Okay.
I guarantee you that our teams lead the entire college baseball in complete games. Now we may not play as many games as everybody,
How
but
many games do you play?
free. It depends on the weather and everything. But I guarantee you that we have 80% 70 to 80% complete games. I don't get into. We've never
That's
had.
a nice number.
That's a huge number. These guys
Especially with
today,
this pitch count era.
it's again. I grew up in the 70s and 80s where the pitch. We had the
You're
Nolan
that
Ryans.
young.
I'm that old. You had guys like the Ryans and the Seavers and the Carltons who all pitched 300 innings plus, and they threw hard, and they never got hurt. Now all of a sudden, the guy pitches 150 innings, he's done. And
How
it's
about
just
he pitches 20?
I know.
And he needs surgery.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's more Tommy John surgery now than ever.
I
And yet they get
I
baby
went on
more.
the record a couple years ago, and I'm a blasphemous guy. I said everybody should get their kid Tommy John surgery if
Before-
they're
yeah,
a
really,
pitcher,
yeah.
before they go anywhere.
Exactly,
And if
exactly.
he's a left-hander, get it when he's 3 or 4 years old.
Exactly. No, it's the game has certainly changed, not in the direction that I wish it would change.
Where do you see it going? It looks worse to me with this.
Again, I might be biased. I mean,
You are. That's why
but
I got you
I
up
like
there.
the 70s and 80s players, the style, their personalities, the way the game was played, more stealing, more small game.
Small ball.
Small ball, and let the pitchers pitch. But everybody, they want to shorten the games, but yet there's like 6, 7 pitchers a game, and that's what's slowing up the game. Is the
That's
guy
part of it.
Yeah, that's part of it anymore, and it's just not the same as years ago. Relievers would pitch 3 innings for a save. Now they pitch 1, and they're heroes. They pitch 70 innings a year. They're making $12 million a year, and they go to the Hall of Fame.
Figure that out.
Yeah, it's a different world. When we grew up, the Tekulves, the Justies, those guys, the Gossages, they pitched.
I grew up
3
with
innings.
them. These guys
Sure.
are making complaints about guys complaining about
Yeah.
3 batters.
Yeah, it's
or
ridiculous.
Chapman
Yeah.
throwing 105 miles an hour, and he had to do it for 3 innings,
it's not
and he's
the
done.
Same. It's not the same. It really isn't.
It's shocking.
it
I
is.
watch baseball a lot. That's one of my first loves. I used to
Sure.
pitch, and it just takes something away from it. It's disappointing.
It is, and but that's that's the way
That's
the game
progress.
is. What's that?
That's progress.
I wouldn't say it's progress, but
It's what's happening.
that's what's happening. Yeah,
No.
exactly.
And you see the same thing in college with some of these kids you're getting.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
again, we're a little bit different. I run the show a little bit different, but again, as far as overall baseball, it started with Tony La Russa years ago,
Yes.
but he had older pitchers that would go 6 innings. He would bring 2 guys in for the 7th and 8th, then he'd bring Eckersley in for the 9th.
Sure.
Well, he had that.
That was a nice mustache.
It was, but he had the system and he had the players to do it. Then everybody copied, but they didn't have the system to do it, and it
And
made
then that
it.
morphed into its own thing.
It did,
Yeah.
and I'm not real crazy about it. But if you have the horses to do it, terrific. But if you don't, just let them play.
Well, since I got you here, I always like to pick your brain, and you've said these things before.
Yes.
About hitting now. What's your theories on hitting?
Hitting is
Simple.
hitting is the worst taught thing in sports. I see all the time. All the
How come
clinics-
they all look the same?
Exactly. Because they want to clone everybody. It's the same thing. Elbow up, squish the bug, hips. Elbow up, squish the bug, hips. Then the new things that have been implemented, let the ball travel deep, hit the ball back underneath the seam for
Yes.
backspin. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's hard enough to hit a ball, let alone all these other
What are
crazy
you
things.
thinking when you're up at plate?
Exactly. There's some basics that you have to adhere to.
What do you
that-
tell your guys? This is what I
in
want
under
to get
10
from
seconds,
somebody.
without explaining the whole thing, I say step towards the pitcher, snap the bat towards the pitcher, the ball towards the pitcher, promote a weight shift, consistent contact with the ball.
Smoking Jim, you got it.
And the hit line drives. The second set's to keep your front side closed to retain your power. And the last thing and most important thing is pick up the ball as soon as you can and don't look to see where you hit it. Head discipline, eye discipline, and that's it. Then there's little tweaks. But everybody wants everybody. We're not machines. You are the talking machine, but everybody's different. Everybody bats differently. Everybody throws differently. And
Very true. That's why I wanted to get that out of you, because I saw it with my kid growing up, and the stances. He had a natural stance,
Yeah,
and they
you leave him
adjusted
go.
him. Then they changed him up.
You'll make him do something right, but he'll not do it well.
He was hitting over 300,
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that, and they messed him up.
Nah, it's ridiculous, but it's good because I make more money on it because I do a lot of private lessons, so they can keep messing up and keep coming.
How
to
do
me.
they get a hold of you for private lessons? I
Call
like
that
what you're
wrestling coach.
saying.
Just go to my website, ClaudioRelsano.com. Nobody will be able to spell it. Just look up Claudio in baseball, and you'll come to me.
Is it that simple?
It's that simple. Yeah.
How about we'll have Smoking Jim announce it?
There you go.
He'll
Keep
he'll
mentioning it. Yeah.
broadcast it out. Devin, how's our time look? I can't.
3 minutes.
Okay. Wow, that's good. We got a
Yeah.
lot of information out of you, Coach.
I'm Italian. I talk fast.
And you use the hands limited.
Do the hands limited.
They were limited.
There you go.
So we got more info out there.
Hey, Claudio.
Yes, sir.
Before you go, did you want to say what you're doing with Donnie Lalonde?
Yeah, one of my favorite boxers ever was Donnie Lalonde, former cruiserweight champ or light heavyweight champ. He fought Sugar Ray Leonard in '88, knocked Sugar Ray down. But Donnie has a great story from where he started to where he's at now. But anyway, we became friends in 2014, and he asked me to run his United States division
Congratulations.
of his boxing management company. So I'm real excited about that. Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
awesome to hear
It
that.
is.
I wish
I'm
you the
real
best
excited.
of
Thank
luck.
you, thank you. So
I know you always have irons in the fire. That's a nice
do.
iron.
I'm doing that. I started a celebrity placement business doing that. But the thing with Donnie has been, it's kind of crazy. Some of the people that I've met, Jim mentioned Vinny Paz and Boom Boom
He's
Mancini and all
something
these
else. I
different
saw
guys.
the movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. You got to go out and see it. It's called Bleed for This. It's about a boxer, Vinny Paz, who won his third world title, gets in a car accident two weeks later, paralyzed. Then he starts to move his legs a little bit. Then they put a halo on him, and he's supposed to be done boxing, but he wins 2 world titles
I didn't
after
even
that.
think he'd walk.
Right. And but he won 2 more world titles. And
You talk about inspirational.
Yeah, it's
so
a-
what
it's
if
a
he's
great
a
movie.
gambler and
well,
whatever
he's not
else?
doing that anymore. But the
Or
thing,
any less.
the thing with Donnie, yeah, that's right. But the thing with Donnie,
I know
is,
those gamblers.
Yeah, but the new opportunity with Donnie to be working with him is really a thrill. And
What an honor.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, he's a great guy, and it's just working with somebody that you admired all those years. It's just kind of crazy how things happen.
Well,
so.
you meet so many people, celebrities, and you've been involved in a lot of different things. You just keep doing what you do.
I'm very grateful. I had 2 great parents to give me the opportunity to do what I'm doing. A lot of prayers and a lot of hard work, and here it is. And I'm just very
And you're
blessed.
on Pittsburgh Sports
On Pittsburgh
Line March
Sports Line.
6th.
And I'm
You
very
can't
appreciative
beat that.
appreciative of that. Appreciative of that.
No, we always like having you as a guest. I
Thank
know I
you.
make a little bit of fun, but we appreciate what you do.
I appreciate
We're
it.
looking forward to a good season with CMU.
Yeah.
I don't care if they answer the questions or want to know how much the heaviest state weighs.
Yeah, who cares? As long as they hit the ball, I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
But we have a good group. We go to Florida Saturday, and we start our season, so I'm looking forward to it.
Good luck.
So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to tell everybody we end each show with Stay Joey Strong.